Welcome to another edition of Backstage Pass, powered by the Sports Guys Podcast, with your host, Brandon Morrell.
Hello, it's Coey, and you're listening to Grand Slam of Music, Sports, and Entertainment. It's the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast with Brandon Morrell on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Tune into the show on iHeartRadio Podcasts, Spotify, and on the sportsguyspodcast.com and at thwn.org.
And welcome inside the Backstage Pass, the show where all the stars come here too, the up-and-comers, and of course your big stars out there too in Nashville, Tennessee out there here. Brandon Morrell here, KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and of course wherever you get your podcast, you can find the award-nominated Backstage Pass. And how does that feel? We're going to come out of the gate with that to you right here because I tell you what, she's got her own tour. She's kicking ass out there, taking names, and one of the most dominant factors in country music right now. I had to give her that intro. Coey here to the broadcast. How you doing,
Let's go! How are you doing?
It's good. You know, I mentioned that stardom right now, your own tour, all the
things
coming out. Life's good, right?
All of the things. Yeah, it's been like a whirlwind, especially this top of this year. You know, it's like you kind of grind for so long and then all of a sudden things start happening and you're like, wait a minute. Okay, I'm touring all summer. I've got 4 songs dropping this summer. I'm doing CMA Fest. Everything just kind of happens at once. It's amazing.
A little bit of everything. Well, tell me about that and the folks now that we can make it public. Huge announcement there. CMA Week, CMA Fest.
Yes.
We're going to be a part of that. You're going to be a part of that. Let the cat out of the bag and let people know the details.
Things. Yeah, I haven't told anybody yet, so you guys are getting an exclusive. But yeah, I'm going to be doing the Ryman BMI stage for CMA Fest on June 5th. So really exciting. It's my first year doing CMA Fest, and I was just so honored to be invited. I moved out to Nashville about 4 years ago, and that was always my dream, was to play CMA Fest. And so this year doing it's pretty surreal. I'm pretty excited about it.
I love it too. And talk about your start in this music industry. Everybody's different. They've got their own venture and kind of diving in the deep end of the pool here. But looking back at it, it's like you take that shot, you go for it. You never know how it's going to work out too. But talk about your just upbringing, the connection to music from a young age, and kind of how you knew this was like the ticket for you're going to get on that ride and not look back.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think I fell in love with music. I mean, everybody usually says that's a musician. They fall in love with it at such a young age. And I fell in love with songwriting at a very young age. So I always consider myself a writer first. I grew up in a small town called Vacaville, which is right outside of San Francisco and Sacramento, right outside of Napa. And there wasn't too much of a crazy music culture out here. So it was kind of a get in where you fit in. And so I fell into the hip hop scene very early on because I didn't come from a family that really had a lot of money to invest in my music career. And I was just so desperate to make music in general. But coming from a small town called Vacaville, which is also called Cowtown, it only made sense to kind of intertwine my worlds. A little bit of hip hop, a little bit of country, a little bit of pop, a little bit of all that. And it kind of makes me who I am, and my sound super authentic, but original as well. And yeah, like just diving into music at a young age, just crafting and over the years and figuring out my sound and sounds that I love and making it me.
I love that too. And you express your thoughts in your music. And I always say country music and just all genres really are about storytelling, but especially country music, because you really, put yourself out there. And I'm just going to say this right now. This is a huge compliment for you. Nobody sounds, and I've done this show for a long time, but nobody sounds the way you sound. And that's
thank you. That is such a compliment.
Yeah, it's like your own sound, like the pocket, you're staying in the lane that you're kind of in. You've done this with a bunch of your tunes out there because it's either going to make somebody feel something or it's not, but it's you as an artist, right? It's authentic.
Exactly. I really try to keep that as well and keep my sound. I'm very particular. It's been a lot of trial and error, especially developing my sound over the years, but I'm finally in the position where I'm making the best music I've ever made in my life. I feel confident in it. It feels like me. And people that know me or grew around me as an artist and just as an individual in general will definitely tell you the same too, that it's really, being an artist is about finding yourself and reinventing yourself and experimenting and figuring out kind of who you are. And I feel like I've really done that, especially with my time in Nashville and working with some of the greatest musicians and people that I could ever meet living there has been just such an amazing experience in general.
Well, tell me about Wild Card. This was one we're talking about before we went live here too, and this has got a good just feel to it. You got a little bit of a blend of that rock feel in it. You got a little bit of a blend of just, again, that your sound, that hip hop feel, and it's kind of like your baby, but what a hell of a song, right?
It is, yeah. Honestly, Wild Card was one of the first songs that I made when I went out to Nashville 3.5 years ago. So it was about it was about 2022 in the summer. And I just always knew that I loved country music. I grew up, my mom is a huge Texas country fan, a big Johnny Lee fan, big like Toby Keith, George Strait, all that. But my dad loved hip hop. And growing up where I am, kind of just wanted to intertwine the two. And Wild Card is the most definition of that, of making that sound your own and blending the two genres. And yeah, Wild Card was just a fun experience to make in general. I took that song, I'd already had it written, and I had taken it to so many different producers, and nobody could really understand the direction of what I was trying to do with it until Max Gabriel, who ended up producing it, and he just nailed it. We just had so much fun. And usually that's always kind of the secret sauce in a session like that when you're creating a song and you know it's going to be great, is it just comes out so easily. It just flows out of you so fluid. So yeah, we really knew that we had something special when we made that one. Not just sonically, just not sound-wise or the writing or how hooky it was or anything like that. Just the energy of making that song was it. We knew it.
It's a tough crowd where I come from. You wanna eat, you gotta know who you can get it from. 'Cause broken hearts make broken homes, and I'm a product of both, content with being alone. But I took that back road, that Chevy, and left for the strip. I did. And I won't make mama's mistakes, hate myself if I did. And he said he ain't never seen one quite like this, with a bullet right on my lips. Got on 501s with a 45 Glock tucked on the side of my hips. Able on that slip, chips roll tight. Said he never seen his type in the neon lights. That's right, 'cause last night was your last night. Maybe next life, maybe no die summer. Whoa, 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 wild card. Now whoa, 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 wild card. Now whoa, 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 wild card. Now I'm a wild card, baby. You shouldn't bet on me. You shouldn't bet on me. You shouldn't bet on me. No, you shouldn't bet on me. It's just outlaws and cigarette smiles, just a hole to fold, an open desert for miles. Left those crack walls with nothing to lose but a hometown sign and some substance abuse. So I took that back road, that Chevy, and didn't look back. And it's sad. Swore I won't live in my past, but it's just who I am. So I said, you ain't never seen one quite like this, with a bullet right on my lips. Got on 501s with a 45 Glock tucked on the side of my hips. Able on that slip, chips roll tight. Said he never seen his type in the neon lights. That's right, 'cause last night was your last night. Maybe next life, maybe no die summer. Whoa, 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 wild card. Now whoa, 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 wild card. Now whoa, 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 wild card. Now I'm a wild card, baby. You shouldn't bet on me. Whoa, 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 you shouldn't bet on me. You shouldn't bet on me. You shouldn't bet on me. He ain't never seen one quite like this, with a bullet right on my lips. Got on 501s with a 45 Glock tucked on the side of my hips. Ain't rolling that split, chips roll tight. Never seen his type in the neon lights. That's right, 'cause last night was your last night. Maybe next life. Whoa, 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 wild card. Now whoa, 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 wild card. Now whoa, 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 wild card. Now I'm a wild card, baby. You shouldn't bet on me. Whoa, 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 wild. You shouldn't bet on me. Whoa, 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 wild. You shouldn't bet on me. Whoa, 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 wild card. Now I'm a wild card,
Hey folks, this is Australian country star Andrew Swift, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, and on the sportsguyspodcast.com, and anytime on iHeartRadio podcasts and at thwn.org.
Are you looking to increase your online presence? Are you searching for a new logo or company branding? Have you been considering more ways to reach the world with your business, ministry, or church's message? Barkley Music and Media is an award-winning design company that utilizes the latest technology while keeping the integrity of over 30 years of customer service. Web design, graphic design, multimedia, video editing, voiceover, commercials, logo design and branding, photography, and much, much more. See portfolios and testimonials online at www.barkleymusicandmedia.com or contact them today at 502-382-8299. Barkley Music and Media, your connection for the best in multimedia. Call today, 502-382-8299, or go to www.barkleymusicandmedia.com. Barkley Music and Media, integrity, technology, and design. www.barkleymusicandmedia.com.
Hey everybody, this is Jarrett Ray Reddick, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Stream on the sportsguyspodcast.com and on thwn.org and on iHeartRadio podcasts.
Talk about that feeling you get when you're on stage and it's just seeing the fans sing those lyrics back to you, and you make the connection, look them in the eye, and I'll never know what that feels like. I mean, I see it as part of the audience too, and just for a radio guy's standpoint, but for you guys making that connection with fans, and you've got a diehard following out there too, where people just gravitate to your sound. You as an artist, we talk about how important it was to be authentic, but making that connection with fans.
Oh, it's been amazing. Like I said, this is I did my first show. I'm opening for an artist right now, Savannah Dexter, and like we went out for our first show, and you just never know what you're gonna get, especially when you're traveling different places and playing songs. You know, some people might relate to other songs, but when you're playing your set and people start chanting your song to play that song and you haven't played it yet, you're like, oh shit, like this is real. Like people really love and relate to this song, and there's literally no other feeling and there's no other validation like it in the world, because you feel like they get it. Like, oh my God, like, and that's all you ever want as a writer in general. It's just for people to get it, to understand or to feel something with your song. And then when you see that and they know word for word and they're singing it back to you and they're playing it or they're chanting it and you haven't played it yet and it's next to be played, you're just, there's no other feeling like it. You just almost feel like, wow, I'm winning. Like I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And yeah, there's no other feeling like it.
All right, talk to me about this female, just the ride that these ladies are on right now, this badass class. I mean, they're kicking some ass out there. Ella Langley, Lainey Wilson, May Estes, Priscilla Block, and you viewing that from that lens you're looking through. And I know you're right there. I was just talking to another badass today, Sadie Bass, talking about her coming up too as well in the ranks. And now you guys are, again, putting out music, connecting with fans, and knowing that the streams are connecting with people, and you're seeing this. And what does that mean to you?
Oh, definitely. I think the ladies are going to have a crazy run in the country genre. I mean, it's already starting to happen in 2026, but I think throughout the rest of this year in 2027, I just think that genre is ready for it. I think that we are killing it. We've been putting in the work. And we're all offering something so original to the genre, right? And we're breaking boundaries every day. You know, the country genre for women especially has been very kind of a straight line, right? And kind of you don't fall off that line. You got to kind of, it's a little bit more conservative. You got to stay in a line. And I feel like us as women now, we're kind of giving the middle finger to it and saying like, listen, like we're going to break boundaries. We're going to make this genre our own, and we don't need the industry. We don't need, you know what I mean? Like we don't have to be the industry's favorite at this point anymore. We can be the people's favorite, and that's going to speak volumes. And with social media, with everything, even with us as women coming together and supporting each other and hyping each other up and liking each other's posts. And I have my first headlining show in Nashville, and I had a lot of people reach out to me, a lot of companies that wanted to essentially have their artists open for me just to get them exposure. And I was like, nope, I'm picking a female that's badass, that's independent, that's doing her thing just like I'm doing my thing. And we're not gonna build the fence higher anymore. We're gonna build the table longer because we're all gonna eat together. And that's what it's about. That's what country music as a female is about.
And she's right there too. That middle finger was right there too at the same time.
It was right there. That middle finger was right there.
Take it or leave it. That's the way we feel.
Take it or leave it.
You mentioned the people out there too, and the people's champ. I thought about this. I don't know if you were that wrestling fan growing up, like WWF or what WWE is now, but I started thinking about it. You said the people's champion. Kind of
for sure.
Coey to that.
I just watched that. My mom was actually watching that Hulk Hogan documentary because she used to love 80s wrestling and stuff, and it was crazy. Yeah, it's electric, and when you're doing something different and you're supporting and you're building kind of this community around you, and that's what's been great too about Nashville is there are so many badass women that are just killing it right now, and it's so inspiring. And it's also one of those things where it's like, listen, they're doing it, I can do it too. And you want that. It's not a competition. It's more so like an inspiration of let's all do this together because we all have something to tell. We all have a story to tell. We all have authenticity to write, and we can all do it together and uplift each other.
I tell you, I love it so much. And these songs really speak the truth. Tell me about, before I play it here, Gotta Go. Another one that just came out last year, 2025.
Yes.
Took your streams by storm, and of course the fans out there too. But what a hell of a song. Let me say that. No doubt.
It's crazy. It's about to hit 1 million streams on Spotify, and it's, only been out since October, the end of October. And yeah, it's one of those songs where I came into it. I wrote it with Nick Bailey and Cameron Walker, and I came into it with the idea, and I was like, listen, I'm really over this whole man hate situation going on. I hate men. What if it's just hey, yeah, you did me wrong. I don't hate you. I don't feel any type of way about you. I just gotta go. This just ain't really my vibe. I'm built different, and I just want to move on. And I think that was such a powerful message in itself. You know what I mean? When you're going through songs and it's always kind of the same narrative, you feel like you're listening to the same kind of song over and over again. But when the narrative's switched up of in a healthy response of listen, if you wanted to, you would, you blew it. So now I got to go. And that's basically where the song was coming from. And honestly, it's kind of where I've been at my life at this moment of I'm protecting my peace and being a better friend to myself every day. And the most important thing you can do is protect your peace and throw up the deuces and just say, listen, gotta go, moving on, bigger, better things, And I think that probably resonated with so many people right now, especially in today's day and age.
I bet you're thinking that I hate you. Think that I'm preying on your downfall. Built different, don't got no issue with you. Realize what everyone saw. Here you go again, you come back crawling like a bitch. And I heard it all before, last time I let you back in. Yeah, that was that last time with what's her face, and you called that a drunk mistake. Now it's clear as day, you don't respect my damn place. So now I gotta go. Leave that broken boy to be alone. If he wanted to, he would all on his own. But he won't, prove he can, so he don't. So now I gotta go. No, you can't come back, can't crawl back. No, you can't get it like that, no. No, you can't come back, can't crawl back. No, you can't get it like that, no, go. Cause he can't, prove he won't, so he don't. So now I gotta play dumb games, won dumb prizes, made the mess, then came lying, crying how you changed. But I'm done, I licked your plate, get out of my face. Here you go again, you're still not clocking what it is. And you made your own bed with sheets, you let him lie in. Yeah, that was that last time with what's her face, and you called that a drunk mistake. Now it's clear as day, you don't respect my damn place. So now I gotta go. Leave that broken boy to be alone. If he wanted to, he would all on his own. But he won't, prove he can, so I gotta go. Leave that broken boy to be alone. If he wanted to, he would all on his own. But he won't, prove he can, so he don't. So now I gotta go. No, you can't come back, can't crawl back. No, you can't get it like that, no. No, you can't come back, can't crawl back. No, you can't get it like that, no. Go, 'cause he can't, prove he won't, so he don't. So now I gotta go.
Hey everybody, this is recording artist Corey Kennedy, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass with Brandon Morrell on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Listen at any time, thesportsguyspodcast.com, and on iHeartRadio Podcast, and at thwn.org.
Is your home or business in need of a fresh look? Right Flow Pressure Washing and Lawn LLC is more than just pressure washing, providing professional cleaning for homes, commercial buildings, parking lots, roof cleaning, gutter cleaning, and so much more, including lawn service and landscaping. Our mission here at Right Flow is to exceed the needs of all our customers while providing all of our services at an affordable rate. We're committed to going above and beyond where the job is done right. Give your property the care it deserves. Call Right Flow today at 409-363-2565 or go to rightflowwashandlawn.com.
Hey y'all, this is Billy Joe Jones, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, and anytime at thesportsguyspodcast.com. Listen on iHeartRadio Podcast at thwn.org.
And I tell you what, quite the opposite, looking back at it too from this one, the current single, which you guys are going to be putting out a succession of singles over these next few weeks, but I love this one, and definitely caught my attention. It's headed for another 1 million streams if it's not there already. But Die For You, give us all the backstory.
Yes. Die For You. Die For You was such a fun song to write, to be honest. It was one of those things where I realized I was like, I don't really have any love songs, but I'm not like a lovey-dovey kind of song girl myself. So I was like, let's make it saucy. Let's make it edgy. Let's give it like this cool, almost like cults, religion, toxic love kind of ballad that gives you almost like a Bonnie and Clyde feel of I'm going to follow you into the dark, regardless of where that happens, even if that's toxic to me. But that's what love can actually do to people a lot of the time. It can blind you, and it can put you in positions that you never thought you'd be. And it can almost seem like a religion in some type of way that you can't break. And, but I wanted to do it in a really cool, fun way that necessarily country hasn't really touched on yet. So that was kind of the inspiration behind that song. We added some sauce kind of to the lyrics and the fluidity of it. The cadences are really fun. It was just overall just a really fun song to write.
Pretty cool to see it. Like you said, it's one thing to do it live in front of the fans, but also to go in the studio a little bit, Coey, and kind of see it come to life with the producers and the mix and mastering and really make it come alive, right?
Oh, 100%. I think the biggest thing too, and that's the funny thing, that I get a lot of shit for the way that I do music, and people will be like, oh, that's not country. But I'm very adamant on, yes, of course I have, sometimes I have 808s and, things like that in the background that kind of add that sauce to it. But I hire out real musician players for every single song. Live drums, pedal steel, guitars, electric guitar, acoustic guitar, dobro, banjo. I literally hire the best of the best musicians in Nashville. So there's always live musicianship on every single one of my songs, Die For You included, even the more saucy ones you would never expect, Wild Card. And I honestly feel like my favorite part is when we add those live instruments in there, when it gives it that real, oh my gosh, like this is live. These players are giving it everything that they have, and it really does take it to that next level. So hearing it just come together as one it's the best feeling in the world. And then you just feel like it came together exactly how it was supposed to.
Well, I tell you what, we get a chance here, and I think I might be the first media outlet to do this, but we get a chance to play a little snippet of something that's not even coming out until the end of May.
Yes!
So this is one called Horses Are Coming.
Yes.
And you talk about a different feel of a song. Now, I'm going to play 25 seconds of it here on this broadcast.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Over this one for you. And I know we'll talk more if we're there for CMA week about this one and be able to preview it more and kind of get it out there. But tell the fans, you excited about this. This was also the edgy and the different feel. And
yes.
It's kind of like that whole, again, you just put the sign language up and let it speak for itself. But look, man, this is a different era we're in with music today. I really enjoyed this one. I got to hear the whole thing, and we're going to play a little snippet of it here in just a second. But
So excited.
tell everybody about this one. Horses Are Coming.
Yes. No, Horses Are Coming. It's kind of like my battle song. I went into a session with Messi, David Mescon, who's fantastic. He's done most of Megan Maroney's stuff. He's such a visionary. He does a lot of Dalton Davis's stuff, who's also great. And he's just next level on the production scene. And he's also so versatile in all of the sounds that he does. So when I started thinking of writing The Horses Are Coming and I had the hook and I came into it to the session, I knew that if anybody was going to get this song, it was going to be him. And I told him, I was like, I just want like a female battle song, something that's hard, something that gets people pumped. And I don't care if it's a male or a female listening to it, doesn't matter. It's going to give you that angst and that pump up and that sound that you don't hear too often. That becomes just huge, that overtakes sonically your brain and a hook and everything. And so, yeah, we went into this session and I was just like, I want it to be that battle cry song as a female. And like I said, more so, I wanted it to metaphorically represent the females in Nashville coming for the country music genre of the horses are coming. Us females are the horses, like we're coming and you can't really stop it, you know?
Would there be a day you get a taste and choke on my name? And today's the day. You thought you could break me down, but what goes round comes back round. Yeah, you're in my world now. How you like me now? Desert is cold, fighting for visions. I lost my soul for losing religion. Only few know soon to get the message like war.
What's up, y'all? This is Nashville recording artist Brooke Eden, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network. Listen anytime on iHeart Podcasts and at thesportsguyspodcast.com and on thwn.org.
Watch out. They're making, like I said, they're making their way through, and if you're in their way, they're going to knock you down, too. That's what I got from it, too, as well. The anthem, she's preaching out there, too, for her Horses Are Coming. Thank you for letting us play a little snippet of that, too. And is there a drop date for it in May?
Yes. So it is coming out on May 29th, I believe. That's the Friday, right?
That's the Friday, correct. Before the, May 29th.
May 29th is going to be when the horses are coming out. We're going to do visuals for it. I'm actually filming in Nashville in the next 2 weeks for a music video, which is going to be my first music video coming out, which I'm so excited. It's really going to represent everything that song is. So I'm really excited. I wrote the entire treatment and I'm excited for you guys to see the visuals to go with it too.
We'll send it to us and we'll throw it up on the website out there too for us, and everybody check it out. All right, the beginning of this year was really cool because again, those singles seem to be a lot more of what artists are doing these days. How does that feel? And another anthem that I felt it, no doubt. So let's just put it that way. This is really cool. Tell everybody about this one.
Ooh, how does that feel? How does that feel is one of my personal favorites too. That I actually wrote that song with Tony Rodini and Max and Adelina. And Tony actually did When I Drink, my song When I Drink, that had come out last year as well. And he came back to Nashville and we kind of worked on it. And I just wanted something really fun and repetitive and not necessarily like, why did you do this to me? But how does it feel to lose me? And there's so much power in asking that question more so than the other of why would you do this to me? More so like, how does it feel to lose me? Instead of, you know what I mean? Kind of switching that narrative a little bit and making it a little bit more powerful. And I think that's majority of my music is always wanting to give that power back to yourself, to be a better friend to yourself, like I was saying. And basically, just exude that confidence and never lose yourself in it or let somebody change who you are. And so, how does that feel? Was such a fun record to write as well. Right when we heard that down, 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 it just flew out of me. Just the, how does that feel now that it's real, 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 real. And it's also sassy and fun, you know, like guys can listen to it. Girls can listen to it.
It's edgy. I love it too. It's a sass,
Exactly.
like you said too. It's the attitude song, and it just makes me think back to like, and I really feel like in a lot of your tunes too, you'd be like just a kick-ass. If you ever get these WWE contracts where they can use your like theme songs and anthems, you could play when your wrestlers come down like the aisle for their theme song, their entrance songs. Like,
honestly, that would be the dream.
Yeah.
And I would just hope that somebody, if they used one of my songs, would call me so I could just do a walkout.
Yeah.
Like, I know that, for instance, I know Morgan Wallen does his walkouts and stuff, but I know for a fact that boy had to be a WWE fan or something, or just had this envisionment of doing those walkouts, you know what I mean, as a kid, like those wrestlers do. So listen, if anyone from WWE uses my song for a walkout, you better call me because I want to walk out with you and sing it.
Or perform live at WrestleMania for somebody's entrance. Yes.
I can only imagine how electric that crowd is. You know?
I've been to a few before, and I tell you, it's a big back in the day, but the WrestleMania 18, I think I went to, and can vouch for what you're saying. It's pretty electric when those crowds are
electric. And so we were talking about diehard fans, and you were saying that I have accumulated some diehard fans, which is true, especially my Facebook fans are they're riders for me. But WWE, I mean, they have ride or die fans that literally, I mean, that scene is just insane. Like, it is kind of a dream, like a fever dream of being a wrestler. Like, that's what you dream of.
That's no doubt too. And like I said, once you sign up for it, there is no going back to. Hey, take us on a journey for this one too, because again, just feeling the songs and look, this is my brand. So I pick who I want to come on my broadcast and really talk about their music. But when I feel something and my ear likes something, we're going to keep it going. Cry Like a Man, because this was like, man, deep. And take me on a journey of this one. My goodness.
Cry Like a Man. It's one of my favorite songs that I've written, actually. Growing up, like I said, my mom was a really big Texas country fan. So I grew up on the storytelling of country. And that's what made me fall in love with the genre. It's also what made me fall in love with hip hop too, is it's a storytelling genre. It's a culture genre. And lyrically, I mean, you can really do that storytelling that you can't do anywhere else, really, in any other genre, if you think about it. Cry Like a Man, I actually wrote, it was inspired by my cousin, actually. My cousins all go hunting and fishing. They're all like the very staunch guys, very tough guys. And we had some losses in our family, unfortunately, and they're always very much staunch on like not crying. And my uncle really embedded it into my cousins that, men don't cry. It's a weakness to cry. But in all actuality, I feel like it's a strength. And my cousin's wife is on her third heart transplant. And she's a fighter, like a total fighter. And they're married and have a beautiful son now. But she told me that she only saw my cousin cry one time. And that was when she was getting wheeled in for her third transplant. And she said it was the most emotional thing because, like I said, she had never seen him cry before. And they weren't sure if she was going to make it out of that surgery. And she said that day he was changed because he cried at the birth of their son. He cries quite frequently, more so than he ever did. And it was almost like a seal breaker. And I want to say he's the one that said something to me like, well, you're just a boy until you cry like a man. And that just hit me so hard. And it was kind of a saying because I also had someone who grew up with me who was a musician who inspired me to write songs very early on. That was a neighbor, and Bobby was just a phenomenal player. And he had a song that was similar to that as well. And I just immediately knew that I had to write my own story to this song. But I wanted it to be a journey throughout a man's life of figuring that out, because you have to figure that out. And then that cycle repeats itself, which is why the song is written kind of the way that it is, in the sense of it starts with from the day he was born to at the end. And then it starts over because it's supposed to represent the cycle that as a man you go through and you realize that being tough, that there's so much strength in softness and so much strength in tears that you have to learn as a boy to become a man. And so the way that I wrote it was, I always like to say it was kind of in the same vein as Don't Take the Girl by Tim McGraw. as you kind of follow that journey, and then you feel connected. It's a true storytelling song that don't exist too often anymore in general. So writing that song was definitely something therapeutic for me and personal to me, and just meant a lot in general. So yeah, it's a special song for sure.
I commend you on that too. And also you just great storytelling through all these tunes. And again, you guys can check her out across all the socials out there too as well. And is it CoeyRedd.com? I'm assuming the website out there too. Or there's a website. Making sure 2 Ds. You guys make sure you put that in.
2 Ds.
CoeyRedd.com out there. Burning Red. I got to go into
Burning Bed.
Too. Another song, man, just really hit me, and I went, yeah, man, I can feel that too. Had some conversations with some people out there too, listeners to my show, and they're like, you got to ask about this one. Man, just another great storytelling song.
Yes. No, Burning Bed's really fun. That song, I was feeling spicy when I wrote that song that day. And one of my mom's favorite movies growing up, I also love to get inspired by movies, was Farrah Fawcett's Burning Bed. And it was kind of like, she had the abusive husband and then she left him and she let the bed on fire. And I was like, okay, well, I can't relate to the fact of, being abused, but I can relate to the fact of being cheated on and wanting to light that sucker on fire and let it go. So I was like, let's have fun. Let's create this world that, I'm kind of this thieving of doing something like that. And it was really fun. And then the freestyle at the end is always amazing to play live because people are just not expecting it. It's just kind of a boom clap song. And then at the very end, I just spit that Eminem cypher freestyle at the end that just gets people's heads turning regardless of where I'm performing it. So that one's a really fun one. It's probably one of my favorite songs to do live. But the song in general is it's probably one of my more underrated songs, I would like to say.
Well, like I said, I love it too, and it could be headed toward 1 million streams out there too at the same time. These songs are just really deep, man, to its core, and I love it so much. All right, I had this question come up today, and I asked Nate Smith this one. He just couldn't remember when it came down to it, but I worked in education for a lot of years, still do. And looking back at it, I said to myself, I did think back. Somebody asked me a cool question today. They said, "Do you remember that every senior class that graduates, and of course this year's class 2026." Everybody had a class flower, a class song. Well, most did. And I can't remember the third ingredient there, but the one that came to mind was the class song that we got to walk out as a class. I was 1998, so many aging myself there too. But anyway, looking back at it, high school graduation. Do you remember your class song when they played it, as far as what was it, by what artist?
I'll be honest, I don't think we had a class song.
Okay.
But there are songs that I do remember on grad night us all singing along to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think it was The Climb by Miley Cyrus.
Miley? Okay.
Or I want to say I think they always play the Vitamin C graduation song. Or Time of Your Life by Green Day.
Green Day, yep.
I think they probably played all of those, to be honest. So I don't know which one was actually. But I'll say, we'll go with one that's sticking out the most to me is Miley Cyrus, The Climb.
Okay. I like that one. I think for me, if I remember it, I had to think for a second, but it was I Will Remember You, Sarah McLachlan.
Oh my gosh, that would make me cry. Yes. All those ASPA, those dog commercials. I'd be like, or no, that's In the Arms of the Angel, Fly Away. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Anything Sarah McLachlan just makes me immediately just want to cry.
I remember that one too. I want to go into this one too. Man, just such another great song, and it really set the tone for everybody knowing, being from a small town and understanding what it's like to be just a rural area. Growing up in Texas, I know for me, it was like always countryside, things like that. But I loved your song, and this was back in 2024, I believe, when this came out. Tell us a story about Homemade, but I loved the single cover that you put for this one. I thought Homemade was great, and maybe a lot of people don't talk about this, but I had to bring it up. I had to.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Homemade. Actually, Homemade was one of the first songs. So back in 2020, when I was really kind of popping off on TikTok and I was doing freestyle because I was trying to get as much traction as possible to try and start working on my own project, because I had plans to go out to Nashville to start making the music that I'm doing now. But at that time, I was just getting so much traction for doing my freestyles at the time that I was like, okay. And I told my management, I was like, okay, so I need to start basically intertwining country. So then people can start aligning like, oh, okay, so it's not just, she's not a rapper. It's also, there's a country element here. And so I wrote that hook because I didn't have any country instrumentals. I didn't have money to buy country instrumentals. I wrote a ghost track over Play It Again by Luke Bryan, and the song was Homemade. So originally, Homemade was written over Luke Bryan's instrumental Play It Again. And I just did my own version of Luke Bryan's Play It Again. And we wrote that. And so back in 2021, and I was teasing it, and I was hoping that somebody would, say, oh, she can write, she can sing, she can write country songs. But Homemade was written about my hometown, which I'm here now in Vacaville. And this song actually means a lot to me now because that cover art, like you were talking about, is me and all my cousins when we were young. We used to play out in the fields when we were younger here in Vacaville. And in the middle, there's a really tall, skinny kid. And that's my cousin Frankie. And unfortunately, my cousin Frankie took his own life last year. And the last conversation that I had with him through text message was I sent him the cover art to the song when I released it. And so that song, that cover art just kind of have a whole new meaning. And unfortunately, when he passed away and all of us cousins kind of came back and we went to an old pizza parlor here in town and kind of talked about it and told stories, and that I brought that picture with me to our dinner to kind of honor him. And so, yeah, it's one of those kind of emotional ones that hold a little bit deeper in my heart for sure. But it's also beautiful that I got to send that to him and he got to see that, and that song and that picture get to live forever and people get to listen to it forever.
Yeah, even a host of a show can get emotional. And I was like, what was the next question? I was like, no, but I see where you're going with that too. And that's my condolences to you and the family. And I tell you what, that's just, man, that's what's kept me going through all these years of doing this show is when the songs speak directly to someone who's been through that or knows somebody who's been through that or affecting people in a lot of different ways. Yeah, it's just really beautiful, actually, if you think about it. And I'm so proud because a lot of people didn't like my team and stuff were like, maybe we should pick a different cover art. And I was so adamant on that picture because I just felt like it represented where I come from, my hometown, and being homemade and the people that made me that way. And so I'm so proud that that's the cover art that represents that song. Well, I got to ask you about this one too, because I've been following her music too, and her I'm talking about, the she I'm speaking about is Savannah Dexter, and this new record, Yours Truly, which is an EP out there. Holy crap, unbelievable! And I see why you're on tour together doing this. Tell me about what it's been like to work with her, go out there on the road, perform these songs. I know you're a huge fan of her music. She's another badass.
Yes, Savannah's a sweetheart too, and it's funny because she actually had hit me up about over a year ago when she went on her last tour, wanting me to open for her. But I think it was just maybe easier. Just at that time, she was with her ex-husband now. I think it was just easier for them to kind of like tour together. And the second that she was releasing this EP, and unfortunately, they split, she called me and was like, "Girl, we're going on tour. This is my first tour by myself. You got to open for me." Like I think we're just fans of each other. And she's such a kind and amazing person as well that, I mean, of course, there was no way that I could say no. I was like, I'm in, I'm game. Let's do it. And she's so talented and so strong. And I'm so proud of her and everything that she's been doing for herself, and really like rebuilding those blocks when, she had a whole entire team before, her and her husband, are separated. And so she's rebuilding, just resilient as ever, killing it, putting out the EP, touring, doing her thing and living her truth and living her happiness. And like, she really deserves it and is such a badass.
Well, be sure and put in a good word for my show. I'd love to have her on. I would love to just get her to talk about this because that EP, Yours Truly, is 6 songs, but 6 songs if people haven't heard already, you need to hear from another great artist out there too, because she is another badass, and I love her.
Yeah, no.
Her sound out there too as well. And I got to ask you this: when you have a little downtime, what are some things that are hobbies, things you like to do for fun, kind of away from music?
Ooh, good question. So I ride dirt bikes. Big dirt bike girl. Big moto girl. It's kind of like my escape sometimes too. I have my bike here in Vacaville, which is why I like to come back here pretty often. And my uncle has a track that we like to ride on. So definitely riding dirt bikes a lot. I also love script writing. So I guess it's still kind of in the same vein. Like I was telling you before, I always consider myself a writer first. And I really started picking up writing pilots and screenplays back in 2020. So I'm just a really big fan of writing in general. Anything that I can write and create worlds and use my imagination is great. I love going to the gym. I'm an F45. I'm a HIIT workout girly for sure. I got to going on tour, I got to keep in shape. I can't be flabby, losing breath on stage. And, I spit pretty fast sometimes in my verses. My cadences are pretty quick and I'm a little wordy and I like to move around with a wireless mic. So I got to keep in shape if I want to do it the way that I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I would say dirt bikes. I would say writing scripts, hanging out with my little dogs. I have 2 little Pomeranians at home that are my world, my little fur babies. But yeah, I would say I grew up having a boat. So we used to wakeboard, kneeboard, be out on the lake, fishing, all that good stuff. So
I like it too. A lot of those hobbies I can relate to. And I'll say this, from one hit guy to one hit girl, those are tough classes. And I've lost 45 pounds doing those classes in the last year.
Oh my gosh, congratulations.
It has been, and the place is Crunch Fitness. I'm not afraid to say it because they're one of my clients out there too. And they're taking the world by storm with all these different locations they're opening up.
Yeah.
And hit to hit, I'm telling you, high intensity interval training. If you don't know what we're talking about,
listen,
look it up. It's good.
It is not for the weak. It's not for the weak. My boyfriend is one of those, like, I pick things up and put them down kind of guys. Like, he just goes there and like works out to work out. Mm-hmm. And that man will not go to my HIIT workout classes with me anymore because I just think I blow him away in the cardio department. Like, cardio is just a different beast. You could go to the gym every day and be as strong as you think you are. But when you're having to do those row machines, when you're having to do sprints and suicides and weighted like pulls, it's a different ball game. It's a different monster.
It is a tough thing out there too. Of course, then your metabolism changes and you're like, well, I want those carbs. I want this. I want that. And food becomes, as much as you burn, you got to put back those calories that you've burned so much too. Well, I tell you what, you are a fantastic artist. I've gotten to know you a lot here in the last near hour. I've been talking to you, and I could just keep going on and on too as well. But I know the stations are like, you got to wrap it up. And like, you know what though? Coey Redd's coming back on my show anytime. More music coming out. The horses are coming at the end of May, and all the music out there, DSPs, digital streaming platforms, your location. You guys like to download and stream music, and check her out on tour with Savannah Dexter right now, and at CoeyRedd2ds.com out there too as well. Been a pleasure getting to know you, my friend. I hope to see you at CMA. Hope you had a great time. And come back anytime.
I cannot wait to see you at CMA Fest. Thank you so much for having me. I feel so honored. The superstar predictor over here had me on the show, so I'm in good hands. I'm in good company here.
It's kind of a calling, right? They come on my show.
It's kind of a calling. Exactly. That's why when they asked me, I was like, oh, definitely. We're definitely doing this.
Hey, it was Lainey in December of 2020. Lainey Wilson.
Really?
So that happened then. It's there. She was on my show.
You got the female touch. You know the females in this game. You already know.
March of 2023. It was Ella Langley. Look what. So there's two.
So we're in good company.
And then there's been others like May Estes and some Priscilla Block and some other ones there too that have been on with me. So you never know what's going to happen here on the Backstage Pass. So.
You never know. I'm clocking the T. I'm clocking it.
We'll see you at CMA Week here in a few weeks. KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and the world-renowned Sports Guys, the sportsguyspodcast.com. Make sure you guys check it out across all the platforms wherever you download or get your podcast. We'll talk soon. Take care. God bless.
Hey y'all, this is country recording artist Jay Webb, and you're listening to the best in music and sports with Brandon Morrell on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network. Stream the show anytime on iHeartRadio podcast and at thesportsguyspodcast.com. You can also listen at thwn.org.